In today's video, I'll be teaching you all how to make a custom-made brooch. If you'll be interested in learning, please make sure you watch this video to the end. It's a very comprehensive video. Ensure that you don't skip any part. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Alright guys, let's get into the video. Hi friends, so we are going to jump straight into today's tutorial. In order to make brooches as we all know can be in any shape, in any design, in any form. All right, so this video is going to be like a foundational class on how to make brooches. From here, hopefully, depending on the reception that I receive on this video, we'll come back with more variations and how to just make something even more glamorous than what we'll be doing today. Anyway, the idea for this video came from me posting this particular brooch. This was my first time ever making a brooch, and I went ahead to add this this rookie way of adding lapel at the back. And I believe I've worn this on a dress as well on the channel. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is the brooch I made. I posted it on my YouTube shorts, and a lot of people wanted to see a tutorial. This was the pattern that I used in making this particular brooch. As we can see, this was the pattern that I drew out, and then this was what we made out of it. What I have here are so many other patterns, and any one of these patterns can be used to make a brooch. Okay, I just thought to share that with us. I believe I've used this pattern for a particular tutorial on the channel. An alternative to using patterns like what we have here is also deciding to use what we call stencils. And people that are not new here, people that have been on the channel for a while, they are familiar with what we call stencil. What I have here is a ready-made stencil, and this is what it looks like. It comes in different shapes, different patterns. For the sake of today's tutorial, I could have used any one of these stencils, but I think I want to use this particular one, and I want to do a combination of these four, this 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to draw it together on this piece of fabric and then make a brooch out of it. So the very first thing I'm going to do is to grab either my tailor's chalk or my fabric pencil. I got my fabric pencil off of AliExpress just in case someone is curious to know, and this is what it looks like. I believe I've shared with us a couple of times on the channel. So I'm just going to, because I don't want to waste my fabric. Also, the fabric I'm using is called felt. All right, I'm just going to draw out this pattern on this piece of fabric, then cut it out. I don't know if it's showing on camera, but this is what the pattern looks like. I'm going to cut it off this, and then we'll go from there. So this is the type of shape we have, pretty abstract from what we made from what we drew out of the stencil. Now that this shape has been drawn, we have to add some blings, or I would like to add some blings to it. You don't have to do this. You can get straight into other types of embellishments, but for me, I want to put some cup chain along the edge of this piece of shape that I've drawn. So this is the cup chain I'm going to be using, and I'm also going to be using my E7000 glue. Please, you guys, look at it. The glue I'm using is E7000 because nowadays I get some very funny comments. Some people say, "Oh, you're always hiding the glue you're using. You don't share back on, you don't show up on, you don't show this, you don't show that." Please take a screenshot. This is the glue I'm using. I believe a lot of people some people are new here, so they just tend to just say funny stuff on the channel. Anyway, moving on from that, I'm just going to apply my glue along the edge of this piece of fabric like so. Voila guys, this is what we have here. Also, some of these lines that I drew inside the box, I don't know if it's telling on camera, but in person it's showing pretty well. But apologies for how the camera seems to be messing around with it. But there are some lines here that I'm still also going to go ahead to just apply some cup chain onto. Now that we have this going on, the next thing I'm going to do is just create some beading pattern inside all these pieces and just come up with something cute. Before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead to thread my beading needle. For the sake of today's tutorial, I'm going to be using the size 11 beading needle. Feel free to use any size of beading needle and any type of bead that you like. If you don't even want to do all this whole applying cupping onto your own brooch, you can skip it, do some beadwork along the edge, add some sequins along the edge. Honestly, there's no limits to what you can do, but yeah, after all of that has been said, let me go ahead to thread my needle and then we'll start beading on this. I have gone ahead to tack down these claw stones onto this my custom made brooch that we are in the process of making. Okay, feel free to do away with this entire claw stone portion, or feel free to add it if you like. These claw stones were sourced from different vendors. I believe I got the bold ones from APPLIQUÉS, Trims by Tubo, and the heart-shaped ones as well. Then the other marquise one was from APPLIQUÉS by SAF. These claw stones can be gotten from any of your favorite sewing accessories shop, okay? And these are the beads that I'll be using. I'll be using the broken glass bead, and then I just kept dipping into different beads, honestly. So with your own brooch, you can use any bead combination that you like, okay? Feel free to do that, and I'm sure you'll make something incredibly stunning. This video is just supposed to be a form of inspiration, so you get to see what you can come up with if you decide to make a brooch for yourself. If you guys are happy with this, please comment happy down in the comment section, okay? The comment of today's video is happy, okay? So if you comment happy, I know you watched the video up to this point and you're happy with this tutorial, and I'll come back with different variations. All right, guys, I'm going to keep quiet now, allow you to watch. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment, okay? Don't do without doing any of these things. Thank you guys so much, and yeah, I'll see you and I'll continue to talk to you later on in the video. Alright guys, so this is what I've done so far. I used cut bead for this portion in gold and in black, and I also incorporated this claw stone right here at the center, and I used some sequins here as well. This is just a freestyle of some sort. Feel free to tweak your own design to your own taste. What I have here is seed beads and crystal beads in size 4, and I also have this marquise claw stone at the center. What I've done so far is I used the overlapping beading pattern to just create a beading pattern at this empty space here, and I'm just going to continue with this beading pattern until I fill up every empty space. The choice of bead is your call. You can even use what's it called, you can use pearls for this as well. You can use black pearls and use the clustered beading pattern to create a beading design on the empty spaces that you have here. For those that are new here, if you're not familiar with beading or you're just new and you want to learn, I have a beading tutorial playlist on here on my channel where I share different beading patterns that you can incorporate into your style of beading and come up with gorgeous designs. For today's video, as we all know, I'm using this beading pattern to create a custom made brooch, okay, or lapel, depending on what you choose to call it. And this is what we've done so far. I'm just trying here to just bead all over this empty space. I hope we all understand everything that I've done so far. If for any reason after watching this tutorial you have questions, please, as usual, feel free to drop it in the comment section. I've gone back to using my broken glass bead and sequins. See the way I place them? The sequins is at the center and I have my broken glass bead in between. All right, I'm just going to stick my needle and thread into my fabric. I'm going to keep quiet now, allow you guys watch the way I am beading, and then we'll move on to the next stage in the creation of this brooch. Hola guys, so this is what we have here. Incredibly stunning, I might say. I'm just going to tidy up my stitch and then we'll move on to the next stage that will transform this into a proper brooch. Alright guys, to make this into a proper brooch, you need what we call a brooch pin or lapel pin. This is typically sold in your sewing accessories shop, and this is how you just press it. I believe a lot of us, people that wear brooch a lot, they already know what this is. It's sold 50 naira for one here in Port Harcourt. It might be cheaper in your location. Please go into your sewing accessory shop and ask. People that are outside the country, you might be able to find it online, maybe on Amazon or any one of these websites. Honestly, I can't really say. I can only speak for my location. Anyway, you need this, and what you'll be doing also is you need an extra piece of fabric that is similar to the shape of this main brooch. Okay, so what I'll suggest you do is when you cut the pattern for the brooch fabric, okay, the fabric that was used to make your brooch, you also cut an extra one that will serve as a covering for the back of the brooch, so everything looks nice and smooth behind. You don't want a situation where you don't cover the back of your brooch and everything is just looking messy behind. Some people will also say you can use a leather, like a faux leather or fake leather. For those that might be a bit confused, you can use a leather like material to cover the back of your brooch. Honestly, it all depends on you and what you are trying to go for. For me, I'm using a matching type of fabric for my brooch and the back of my brooch, and like I said earlier, I used felt. Anyway, to attach this brooch, I want just the mouth of the brooch to be showing outside. Yeah, I don't want a situation where everything is just looking ugly, right? So what I'll do is I'm going to determine where I want my brooch to sit by first of all poking, and once I've determined the spot where it's going to be, I'm going to also just make a mark of some sort on the other side where the brooch is going to come out. I'm going to use this my fabric pencil again, so say somewhere here and here. I'm bringing out this hole and just making a mark here again. So these are the two holes that are already marked here. What I'm going to do next is to take my soldering iron to just create some kind of hole in there. Test it out and see if my brooch pin will be able to pass through. Would it be able to? Please, as usual, while working with your soldering iron, please be very careful. Don't be careless with it so it doesn't cause any form of disaster in your workspace. Okay, so we see what we have here. I'm going to just secure it in place by using some glue in here, just so that my lapel pin sits properly. Well, actually, I think I placed it upside down. Can we see what we have here? This is how the back of the lapel pin will look at the end of the day once we now stick on this. I'm going to grab a little bit of glue, hot glue to be precise. I'm going to apply it here so this place sticks very well to the main brooch. Alright guys, so I already applied some glue behind. Now it's time to just place this on top of it, just so everything marries each other nicely. Voila guys, this is what the back of the brooch looks like. It's not over until it's over. We're still going to do one more round of beading just so that our brooch looks incredibly stunning. And for this particular beading, I'm going to be using crystal bead. Feel free to use any type of bead you like. You can use your pearls, you can use your seed beads, you can use your whatever type of bead you want. But for me, I want to use my crystal beads. And we're going to start from one end of the brooch to the other and work our way around. For this particular beadwork, patience is very important, and please look at what I'm doing clearly so we don't have people asking questions that they could have easily gotten answers to if they watched the video. So now that this has been done, you pick one single bead, picking one single. I'm using crystal bead in size 4. You can use size 6 as well, or size 8, depending on what tickles your fancy. Pull very well on your thread. Put one single bead inside your needle, okay, and then bring out your needle beside, not too far away though, so let it be as close as possible to each other. If your thread tangles up, just take your time to detangle it and continue your work. Like what we have here, my thread has tangled up a little, but there's no cause for alarm. The more you bead, the better you become at it. Just like anything you're trying to become good at, if you practice often enough, before you know it, you become a guru at it. So can we see the effect I'm creating at the top here? I want the top of this my brooch to just look seamless and neat, and it's by beading on this top and beading all the way till I get all around this brooch using this method, using just one single bead. I hope you can see one single bead. I know I'm working on a black piece of fabric and I'm also using black beads, so it might be a struggle. Apologies about that. I am making this such that it will be something that can be worn. I don't just want to do something shabby, so it becomes useful at the end of the day for me. So just in case it's a struggle to see, apologies. I hope we just get the message and are able to come up with something beautiful for ourselves. You can even make this for sale, right? Most of the things I come on here with is something that you can monetize if you take it seriously and structure your business very, very well. Pray for wisdom. And basically ask for advice. If you have people around you that are already doing this type of work, ask them to give you tips on what they will suggest you do in order to monetize your skill. Okay, so as I was saying, you can monetize this into something that you make for clients. I mean, if you have a fashion business around you, people that make ready to wear, you can ask them if they are willing to incorporate selling brooches with their dresses and partner with them and make money for yourself. Monetize your skill basically. So enough of me talking and talking. I'm going to keep doing this all the way till I go all around. I'm going to put a sped up montage of how I go about it so you guys get to see, and then it's be time for us to unveil the end result of this particular brooch. All right, friends. So we are done beading the entire, is it area of this? I don't know if it's area that is called, but all around the lapel, and this is what we have here. I also already showed you guys how I added this pin to it. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. This is what it looks like on me. I made this dress also. If you would like to see a tutorial, let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you for spending this 18 minutes or thereabouts with me. Thank you for watching all the way through. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, drop your questions down in the comment section, and like, subscribe. See you guys in another tutorial very soon. Bye.